I think in public school, there's definitely a lot more peer pressure, but then there's also pressure from the system itself where there's standardized learning and everybody's supposed to learn the same thing. And heaven forbid if you learn a different way, because then you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think there's certain layers to this that we need to talk about in terms of like privilege and things, though, because there is a pro to the educational system, the public educational system as it is that it does provide some measure of learning to everyone. And there are some people who do not necessarily have access to someone who can stay at home with them or has an education that's high enough to sort of deliver the level of learning that they need in some ways. And there are certain things that I think people do need to sort of collectively learn, like how to write, how to speak to one another, you know what I mean? Like things like that. And maybe like socializing to a degree. But and the public education system does help make sure that, you know, we have a literate populace, for example, and that we have some minimal level of like civics understanding and like things like that. But
I feel like it got too big. It because things used to be one room schoolhouses where you would have all the grades in one room, and the older ones would kind of help the littler ones, and that's a whole lesson in itself, learning how to teach help someone. And
so I agree and disagree with that, and here's why. I agree that it got too big in that the classroom sizes got too big, but I think really the culprit is that it is vastly underfunded. If we had more money put towards teachers and you know, schools and things like that, we could build more schools, we could have more classrooms with fewer students in them, we could pay our teachers, you know, a good salary to where, you know, they have time to put individual lesson plans together for individual students. We can make sure students go to teachers who specialize in certain things. You know, we could have such an amazing public education school system here. And we could even incorporate some of like the homeschool aspects and things like that for students who would prefer that.
Yeah.
But
well, I think we're kind of saying the same thing, but we obviously have different views of it because you're coming from that educator standpoint. But yeah, I think it needs to be smaller classrooms for sure. And then with the smaller classrooms, just that automatically brings more individualized attention and if somebody learns a different 100%. Way, then you're able to teach both ways of learning because you have the time for that. Where if you have 30 kids in your room, you can only teach one thing and you hope it sticks with most of them.
Yeah.
Catch new episodes of Midwest Covencast on Wednesdays on most major podcasting platforms. You can also join our Coven by following us on social media at Midwest Coven on Twitter or at Midwest Covencast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also visit us on the web at MidwestCovencast.com. We hope to see you there, and blessed be.